Millions of Americans suffer from seasonal allergies. As the leaves start to change and the air gets cooler, they're flaring up again. But with the Delta variant of COVID still prevalent, we wanted to bring in an expert to tell us how we can tell the difference.
Yeah, Dr. Nita Ogden, an allergist with the Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America, is joining us to talk a little bit more about all of it. Dr. Ogden, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, this is just it's something important to talk about because we mostly talk about spring allergies, but fall can be equally as bad. So first of all, let's talk about the main cause of allergies.
So, you know, you're absolutely right. Spring and fall are those peak allergy seasons, and people don't always think of it because spring is so intense. But in the fall, we are battling ragweed allergy, weed allergies, fall grasses. And then later, as you mentioned, as it gets cooler, there's mold from fallen leaves and fallen branches. So people should expect to experience allergy symptoms in the fall. And it's certainly something that can overlap with COVID or any viral illness.
And doctor, how do you know if allergies are all you're dealing with and it's not a cold or COVID? And when it comes to kids, because I do have a 2-year-old, and we know even on the best day, they're always sneezing or stuffy or whining for something in their nose. So how do you tell an adult and kids whether you're dealing with a cold, COVID, or just allergies?
You know, a lot of people with allergies know they have allergies. So if you are a seasonal sufferer, now is the time not to sort of let your health maintenance fall to the wayside during this time of a pandemic. In general, people should be checking in with their doctors so that they are on allergy medications before things strike, so that they can quickly touch base with their medical provider about these kinds of questions. But the main thing is seasonal allergies, typically people have had them before. So it might be on your radar for that reason. They also tend to wax and wane over the weeks of a season. So many allergy sufferers are thinking, wait, didn't I just have a cold? And whereas COVID or a virus like the flu or rhinovirus, a typical cold is going to be more self-limited. You might have much more intense viral symptoms. You could have a fever and very bad muscle aches, for example, more systemic complaints. Whereas with allergy, we see more itchy eyes, itchy nose, ears, even skin, nasal congestion, fatigue, that might be more mild. It's there than you might see with a full-blown virus. And again, the viruses tend to be more self-limited. After about 7 to 10 days, they've run their course, whereas those allergy symptoms, they may keep coming back over the course of the season.
So at what point would you urge somebody to go ahead and take the steps to get a COVID test? Because, you know, people are familiar with doing it, but a lot of these at-home test kits right now are not even available out there. So when would you say, you know what, between the two things, go ahead and get a COVID test?
I don't think that you should necessarily wait to get a COVID test. I know it's there's a shortage, and that's unfortunate, but using the rapid antigen test effectively means that when you have new symptoms that could be either, you should get tested. Now, if it's clear that it's your allergies because you've tested negative or you always get this every September, I would stick to the course of treating your allergies. However, if something seems off, you've had a recent exposure, obviously, or you're feeling that you may have been in an environment where there could have been exposure and now you're not feeling well, get tested. So there's a little bit of like instinct here that you have to think about what your environmental circumstances were and put those pieces together when you're thinking about getting a test.
Yeah, really important stuff to know, especially right now.
Absolutely. Dr. Nita Ogden definitely saving folks some stress out there. Thank you so much for being with us. And of course, we've got all this information on our website, pix11.com.